got from Islam, and they used to come and visit every so often, and leave leaflets and things. So I just used to slowly sort of look into it, and basically I actually read, from time to time read leaflets and read more and more books throughout a period of like 2 years. Once I decided I wanted to become Muslim, I went to like Regent's Park Mosque, and I took my Shahada, where you actually declare in front of Imam that that you actually believe in Islam. You believe that there's only one God, and that Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, is the last messenger. So I did that, and then everything basically after that was a progression.
Visual change in dress is the biggest thing that I suppose everybody sees of Kim. As far as I'm concerned, that's not really very important. In fact, I think I quite enjoy her looking like a little Arab, really. I quite enjoy that. People seem to worry a lot about the hijab, but to me it's just a bit of cloth, really, and I can't see really that it's a big deal.
Yasmin is expecting her third child.
Basically, once the baby's born, the first thing that we do is, it'll probably be my husband actually, he'll do the adhan in the baby's ear, which is the call to prayer. So that's sort of like the first thing that babies hear will be something Islamic, and welcome the baby and introduce the baby to Islam. But actually also basically all these rituals as well are actually based on what the Prophet Muhammad has taught us what to do when the babies are born. After the adhan, at some point we moisten a date in our mouth, so it's nice and soft, and then we just put that onto the roof of the baby's mouth, so it gives them a little bit of sweetness and energy.
People call and congratulate, etc. And they make dua for the child as well. They supplicate for the child that the child will be, healthy and righteous, etc.
And on the 7th day?
That's the day when you can give the baby their name. You can name the child on that day.
It's the child's right Islamically to have a good name. So you choose a good name for the child. And then after that you have the aqiqah, which is you sacrifice usually a sheep.
So you actually go to a butcher and explain to them that it's the birth of your child and it's for the aqiqah, and they do it probably every day near enough, and they would prepare the meat for you, and then you can actually distribute it amongst your family and friends and the poor.
Aqiqah is a sacrifice that we make, and it's an emulation of the sacrifice of the Prophet Abraham when he was asked to sacrifice his son, and he was prepared to do that for the sake of Allah, and then God accepted, a lamb in its place. So we also do that.
Now let's make another one.
Let's finish this one first, yeah?
But how do you preserve Islamic modesty while in hospital?
A lot of sisters, and a lot of women nowadays anyway, but certainly a lot of sisters do go for home births anyway. But even when you're in hospital, you try your best. You try to have, female consultants. You have your husband there, to support you, and you try to maintain your privacy. I think that's the main thing. But obviously, needs must. So in a state of emergency, that's not going to come in the way of you having the care that you need. So that's not really an issue. And the date, all the hospitals know that. I think in England, there's not really an issue about kind of ethnic practices or anything. Everyone knows that Muslims feed their babies dates, and then they have.
One thing she does miss out on are birthdays.
Family concerned, and the belief in looking after your family, your extended family.
Yasmin and Karam try to keep strictly to the Islamic way of life. So no birthdays, and even borrowing money is forbidden.
The Muslim's position is clear. They have to live this life according to Islamic principles. If it means as a result that we have to suffer in any shape or form for our religion, then that's a true test of your faith. Now, I don't consider not being able to take a mortgage as the greatest test in my life. There are many other tests that a Muslim must face. If it means I can't have a big semi-detached house that I dream of, then let it be a dream in this life and a reality in the next life.
No credit cards, no mortgages. In the Salafi tradition, we believe that riba, usury, is usury, and you can't accept it just because it might make your life easier. You've got to stay away from it as much as you possibly can. There's many people in the UK, Muslims and non-Muslims, that don't own houses, they rent houses. For anybody's safety and security, it's best to stay away from credit cards. We've become a borrowing nation. I read somewhere a few days ago that for every £100 that the British person earns, they spend 110. So, for us, if we're going to try and secure a future for our own individual families, then it's best that we spend within our means.
It is considered a major sin to either receive or give interest, and it's only considered after murder or association with Allah as a third, biggest sin in Islam. And for that reason, the Muslims are sometimes in a difficulty when it comes to dealing with banks or purchasing a house or anything like that. But the position in Islam is clear. All these actions are cursed by Allah.
Salafi Muslims have special rules governing the pictures they can hang on the wall.
And we're allowed pictures, but we're not allowed pictures of faces or animals or anything.